Good afternoon, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com here with your Hurricane and Hurricane HD video blog for September the 7th, 2012. Look at this, Leslie, a tropical storm now, so the threat to Bermuda diminishes even more. Michael's still a hurricane, way up here in getting into the northern latitudes now in the subtropics. Going to be watching this area off of Africa as I think it's going to try to develop as it comes west to west-northwest. In the Gulf, no problem at all here, and I'll show you why. You don't have to worry about that this weekend. Here's Leslie, disorganized, very little convection, the water being upwelled underneath itself. So you folks here in Bermuda, no worries at all. Just a little bit of a breezy weekend with maybe some passing showers coming around the backside as Leslie turns up and goes east of 60 degrees longitude. There's Michael with a tiny little central dense overcast, fancy way of saying a nice round area of thunderstorms with an eye in the middle. Now this, really a non-issue. The model's not showing anything developing with that. We're heading into a pattern of unfavorable conditions, it looks like, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So the forecast track for Leslie, like I said, well east of Bermuda now, and probably going to miss most of Newfoundland up here as well, which is great news for all, considering what we were looking at. It was rather grim that we might have had a Category 2 or 3 hurricane impacting Bermuda and then the Canadian Maritimes. Now, maybe no effects at all. What a great swing in the other direction. The GFS model, a 5,000-foot level of vorticity. This is a signature of vorticity here, spin in the atmosphere, energy. And we have Leslie and Michael, and then the tropical wave sitting out here, and then this weak system here, 90L. This is what I really want you to look at right here, because you'll see as we go through the next 5 days that nothing happens. So this is tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. See? Nothing at all in the Gulf. No extra vorticity, and so that shows me that this system is not going to do anything. If we go back, though, real quick to those other slides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again, watch this system out here. It does try to invigorate itself as it moves across over the next 5 days. So here we go, day 1, day 2, 3, 4, and then finally day 5. It is sitting here south of 20 degrees of latitude, approaching that sort of fork in the road. Does it keep coming west-northwest at that point? Or does it do like so many of these have done lately and turn on out to sea around 60 degrees of longitude? Well, we'll have to just wait and see about that. And as I mentioned, the pattern not looking very favorable as the Madden-Julian Oscillation, or MJO pulse, moves over to the regions that are more favorable, getting towards the western Pacific eventually, and that'll swing around. So by the latter part of the month, we should see, probably after September 20th, a more favorable pattern setting up in the Atlantic Basin for a pretty big end to the hurricane season that could be, with 2 or 3 more named storms in this next burst that we would be looking for from probably September 20th or so until the first 10 days of October. Pretty typical pattern where you see a burst of activity, then it settles down, and then another one, and then it settles down, and then likely a weaker one in November where we get some deep Caribbean development. So the weekend looks great. Enjoy it, especially along the Gulf Coast. No worries from 90L. And you folks out on Bermuda, you as well. No worries at all with Leslie. Still some high waves and swells coming from it, from all that energy put into the water. Be careful and be mindful of that. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I'm Mark Sudduth, again, HurricaneTrack.com. Always proud to produce these videos for you in Hurricane and Hurricane HD. And I'll be doing that more over the weekend.